Hi everyone, my name is Levi Smith. I'm a senior in high school. I'm 18 years old and I hope to transfer to Liberty University in hopes of becoming a digital media major. First, a little bit about where I live. I live in Bristol, Virginia, which is in the southwestern corner of Virginia. And Bristol, Virginia is actually a twin city and shares its name with Bristol, Tennessee. The state line actually runs through the middle of our downtown, so you can actually set one foot in Bristol, Virginia and one foot in Bristol, Tennessee at the same time. So I think that's pretty cool. And another interesting fact about Bristol is that it's actually the birthplace of country music. Now, I know a lot of people think that's in Nashville, and I did too for a while, but it turns out it's actually in Bristol, which is a city no one's hardly ever heard of, or a lot of people haven't. So I thought that was just an interesting fact about where I live. A little information about my family. I live in Bristol with my mom, my dad, and my sister, who's actually a student at Liberty. And we have 2 yellow labs, and we've been really fortunate because all our family lives really close and about 15 minutes from our house. So that's been really nice, and we get to spend a lot of time with them. My life-changing experience that I'd like to share with you today is when I took a trip to Philmont Scout Ranch 2 years ago in 2014. For those of you who don't know, Philmont is a high adventure base out in Cimarron, New Mexico, and all scouts who go to Philmont take a 12-day backpacking trek, through the New Mexican desert. And on the trip, scouts each night stop at a different camp, and all these camps have activities. And Philmont has all kinds of activities for scouts to do. I mean, horseback riding, gold mining, archery, shooting, homesteading, railroading, you name it, and Philmont just about has it. And I first heard about Philmont 2 years ago when I was at a scout meeting, and I thought, that's not really my thing. I'm kind of an introverted homebody, so I was like, I won't do that. And so I was talking with my parents about it one day, and they mentioned that they had already signed me up. And so you can imagine my surprise, and I was like, what? You signed me up for a 12-day backpacking trip in New Mexico? Really? And so they really thought that it would be a good experience for me, and I was really hesitant to go. And I was really scared, to be honest, and I was afraid of, having an emotional breakdown because I had never really been that far from home before for that long. And so I was worried about that, and I was also worried about the amount of backpacking we would have to do, because I'd had some experience before, but not a whole lot. So I was a little concerned in that regard as well. And so, but they kind of were steadfast, and they said, we really think this will be a good experience for you, and you need to do this. So I, went ahead and decided to go, and at our next meeting, we were picking out the itinerary that we wanted to do, the trails and the activities that we wanted to take. And it turns out that our troop picked a 93-mile hike, and as you can imagine, I wasn't too excited about that either. And so we did some training, and a few weeks later, we went and we took a bus out to New Mexico, and we started hiking, and I won't go into all the details because then this will be a 20-minute video. But it was a really challenging trip for me, and the Lord really helped me through it, and I can remember one specific day when we were in a clearing, and it was really sunny, and out of nowhere there came this massive rainstorm, and the rain was just, came pelting down, and to add on top of that, then came a hailstorm, and the hail was probably about that big, and it was just miserable, and I was soaking wet, and we were all soaking wet, and I was just about at the point of giving up. And then I just had to give myself a little pep talk and say, Levi, you can do this, you just got to keep going. And so I managed to do that, and then I managed to just keep going throughout the whole trip, and even though it was really challenging, and looking back I can see I was really glad I did it, and it was a fun experience, but looking back I felt like I kind of emerged with a new self-confidence and a feeling that I could do things even I didn't think I was capable of. So it was a really good experience, and it was kind of a life-changing experience for me, so I was really glad I did it. And so that's my story, and I look forward to watching all of your videos and getting to know you guys better. And I'm excited to take this class with you guys. So that's all for now. See you guys later.